What are high-quality men looking for? That's what I want to talk about today. I want to share 7 things a high-quality man is looking for in a woman. And as always, you are listening to the Get Him Keep Him podcast, which is definitely not a politically correct dating podcast. However, I want to give you what really works, and I want to reveal the truth, even though sometimes the truth might be a hard pill to swallow and might be something that you don't want to hear. And in the same way, I want to share a truth with you today, specifically at the end of this episode, where, I can almost guarantee that 90% of my listeners will say, Sebastian, how can you say this? This is not a nice thing to say. And I know it's not a nice thing to say, but it's important for me that I say it because, it's the truth. And when you know the truth, then you can use your knowledge to attract a high quality man. And in the last couple of months, I've had so many Skype coaching sessions with amazing women, and not one of them told me, Sebastian, how can I attract a loser who's 40 years old, still living in his mom's basement, and who never had a job in his life? Of course not. All of my clients want to attract high quality men, and that's why it's important for you to know what they are looking for. And the first thing that I want to share with you is the desire of a high quality man that he has for love, and the permission to express this love. In other words, his heart craves for love and the permission to express itself. And when you truly understand this principle, not just from a logical perspective, but you understand it with your heart, you understand how men have been raised. And nowadays it's gotten a little bit better than the generation before me. I'm in my 30s, but especially when I talk to women in their 40s and 50s who are looking for men in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, they have to handle even more of the trauma that these men grew up with. Because especially in the generation before my generation, men grew up with the belief that it's wrong to show emotions, and don't open your heart, don't ever show weakness, you have to be a provider, or in the worst case, you have to be a killer. And this gotten a little bit better, but it's still in a way that a lot of men struggle with opening their heart. And I'm a very spiritual person, and one spiritual teacher / scientist who I follow a lot, whose meditations I do, and I also went to several of his workshops already, is Dr. Joe Dispenza. And if you've ever heard from him, then you've probably heard him say that for men, it's particularly important to open their heart, and also a lot harder than for a lot of women. But when the heart opens up, then suddenly all the trauma, all the guilt, all the shame is just flushing out, and crying, tears. And of course, it doesn't have to be in this extreme way. But if you give a man the opportunity to truly express himself and to express his heart by providing a safe space for him where he can show his emotions, and I don't mean this in a childish, immature way of, I'm the victim, it's the other people's fault. That's not what I mean. I mean that he can honestly show his emotions. When he's happy, he's happy. When he's sad, he's sad. And a lot of men don't allow themselves to do that in a relationship. But if you encourage him and you actually communicate to him in an honest way that you appreciate it when he does that, when he is authentic, and you provide this safe space for him, then I can almost guarantee you that this man will fall in love with you faster than the roadrunner can say meep meep. And he will not only fall in love with you, but he will also choose you, even though there might be younger women out there and maybe surrounded by top models. These things won't matter anymore. And I know that from my experience as a coach. So many of my coaching clients didn't believe me when I said to them that if you follow this advice, you can attract a high quality man, even though a woman who might be younger or prettier or who's a professional model might be chasing him. Because when you give him these emotions and you allow him to express his emotions, then he will feel safe with you. He will feel understood with you. And that's when he will choose you. And this also is closely related to the next point I want to mention. And that's peace of mind and a peaceful home. The one thing that especially high quality men are looking for is peace. And they are looking for peace because a lot of high value men, a lot of high quality men who are very successful experience a lot of stress in their career. They have to make important decisions. They work long hours. And the last thing that they want is to come home and then the drama continues in their home. And again, this is something that a lot of my coaching clients in the beginning were very skeptical. Some of them even felt offended because they thought, oh, Sebastian, are you saying that I'm a drama queen? No, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just here to share you what works and what doesn't work. But if you provide a peaceful home, a peaceful atmosphere by working on yourself, by regulating your own emotions, by being in a vibration of joy and gratitude, and you bring this energy into the relationship, then this high quality man will fall for you. And now you just have to make him obsessed with you. And I mean so obsessed that other women don't even exist for him. And that's something that you can learn. And you can find out more about it by going to gethimkeephim.com/obsession. Because when you go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession, you can read about how 7 of my amazing coaching clients used a very specific method to make their man absolutely obsessed with them, and in the best case scenario actually propose to them. So if you want to read their experience reports, you can click on the first link in the description or go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession. And always remember that high quality men have options. And one thing that they all want, and I know that because I have many high quality friends, I have many high quality business partners, very successful men, very kind men and loving men. And what they truly want, and now it starts to get a little bit offensive for some of my listeners, I'm sure about that, is more attention than some random guy gets on your social media account. And I truly want you to think about these words. Do you give your boyfriend more attention, more affection than you are chasing from some random man who you could care less on social media? If the answer is yes, then you can ignore this point. But if the answer is, actually, I dress up for social media. I dress up when I make pictures for social media. I don't dress up for my boyfriend. And yeah, I have to admit it. I spend a lot of time on social media. I spend a lot of time doing makeup for social media. I spend a lot of time creating posts on social media. And I sometimes do that while I'm with my partner. If these words are true, then especially if you want to attract a high quality man, again, because this type of guy has options, then you need to change that. There's one thing, and again, this might be something that offends you, but it's the truth. Again, I'm here to share the truth with you. One aspect, or let's say one thing that so many high quality men are looking for is a woman who either has no Instagram account or whose Instagram account is private. And I have to admit it, when my girlfriend told me in the beginning that her Instagram account is private and she just had a few followers and doesn't regularly upload something, this is a big green red flag. And I can promise you, even though you might not want to hear this right now, if you have a lot of Instagram followers, unless of course it's your business and you're doing it in a business sense, but if it's a private Instagram account and you have a lot of followers and you spend a lot of time on Instagram and the guy knows that he has to compete with the attention from so many random guys out there, this might be his KO criteria for you, where he says, no, I will focus on another woman. I've seen it countless times. Again, you can ignore this advice. You can call me a jerk or an idiot for actually mentioning that. I just want you to know the truth. And the truth is that a high quality man will only enter a relationship with you and take you seriously if he has the expectation that you will give him more attention than some random dudes on social media. And support him, but not in the sense of, oh, you have a free pass to just, to be a little man-child. You don't have to work. Oh, no, you don't have to further your career. No, you don't have to do anything. It's the other people's fault. That's, of course, not what I mean by supporting him. What I mean is that you are there for him when he truly needs you. When shit hits the fan, basically. When something in his life happens that's not good. A business venture falls through. Or somebody in his family passes away and you're then there for him. This is also something that high quality men are looking for. And a woman who tries her best to understand him, to understand his struggles, to understand where he's coming from, to understand why he chose a certain career path, to understand what made him do that, his why, what is his purpose. If you ask yourself these questions and you also ask him these questions in the dating process, then it's almost impossible that this man will not fall for you, and especially if you make him obsessed with you. And like I mentioned before, you can go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession or click on the first link in the description to find out how some of my coaching clients made their man obsessed with them. And alternatively, you can also directly go to gethimkeephim.com/video. then watch this video till the very end to find out more about this revolutionary method. And a woman who respects him for who he is and who sees also at the same time who he can become, this is the woman he will choose. And of course, you have to ask yourself, is this man worthy of my respect? But hey, this episode is all about high quality men. So if you're in front of a man who is a complete narcissist and who treats you like crap, then of course, he's not worth your time, not worth your respect, and you should get the heck out of there. But if you're sitting opposite of a man on a date, and he is a kind man, a loving man, a successful man, a man who leads his life and who leads others with empathy and love, that's the kind of man you want. And this man wants to be loved, and he also wants to be respected. And if you can trigger these emotions in him, if you can provide him with these feelings of love and respect and gratitude, he will choose you. And the last point I want to mention, maybe the most offensive point, at least nowadays, because, well, everything you say nowadays is offensive in some way. If you are looking for a high-value man, then be a woman who enjoys being cherished by a gentleman. And yes, this also includes small little gestures and actions, such as opening the door for you, or taking your hand when he guides you over a zebra crossing, for example. All the successful men, and I truly mean this, all the successful men who I know, who are kind, loving, and caring, are gentlemen, and they want a woman who allows herself to be treated in this, cherishing, loving way in her feminine energy. However, if you are a woman who says, I don't need a man to hold the door for me, I don't need a man to hold my hand while I cross the street because I'm strong and independent, then you will repel high-quality men. I can guarantee you that. And please don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being independent. Most of my clients, I would say more than 90% of my clients, are very strong and independent women. However, they also allow themselves to express their femininity and to feel safe in the masculine energy of a high-quality man. And when you can allow yourself to live in this beautiful tango, to live in this beautiful yin and yang energy of feminine energy and masculine energy, and feminine expression and masculine expression, then you will attract a high quality man, and you will also be able to keep him. And if there's a guy in your life right now who you want so much, but you just can't figure out how he thinks, how he feels, what he wants, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/Skype, or you can also go to gethimkeephim.com/coaching to have a look at all of the different coaching sessions I offer, and then you can talk to me about him, you can tell me everything, and I can then let you know how you can get him and keep him. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.